أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم Assalamu alaikum dear students. I hope all of you and your families would be doing fine and enjoying good health. Uh, First of all, I would like to mention that I couldn't share my lecture of this week earlier because there was some sort of emergencies in my family. One of my uncles passed away, so I couldn't share the lecture of this week earlier. So my apologies for that. So in our today's lecture, I would like you to know about some of the requirements for the assignment which you all will have to submit for your sessional marks. And though I okay about this very section of requirement for the assignment, I'll talk to you about that in detail in the later part of our today's discussion. So first I would like to inform you about the final term exams. Like though we didn't get the final date for your final term exams, but it seems that they might start by the mid of this month or by the third week or probably the last of this month. So I advise all of you to keep preparing well for your examinations. And in our today's in our today's lecture, I would like you to share some of the topics which you can choose from for your particular research assignments. And as far as the pattern of the examination for your like final term exams is concerned, we still couldn't get the final information for that. So the moment I'll get that information, I'll share that immediately with you people. So now we will talk about some of the range of topics out of which you can choose one topic for you. So as the title of our subject is diplomacy, which we are studying in this from in this very semester from the very beginning. And we have covered so many aspects of this very topic of diplomacy, its type, its functions, its nature. And later on we talked about like the diplomatic discourse of China. And by the end of like before the start of final term exams, I would like to cover uh, the topic of diplomatic discourse of the United States of America as well. And in our previous discussions, we have discussed a lot about diplomacy and foreign policy, and sometimes they are used as synonyms for each other. So we can, as far as the topic of your assignments are concerned, you can choose from diplomacy. You can uh, talk about the like you can have a topic for your assignments about the elements, the nature or the types of diplomacy. And most significantly, you can choose from the foreign policy. You can talk about the determinants of foreign policy, which I believe you might have discussed in your previous semesters. And lastly, you can choose any topic related to the foreign policy of the United States of America and the foreign policy of China, and you can also take some topics which are related to the foreign policy of Pakistan as well. So these are the various range of topics that you can pick your topic for research assignment from. And um, as far as the contents of the assignments are concerned, or like you guys are required to uh, come up with a sort of research oriented assignment. I hope you guys would try to come up with a critical analysis of whatever topic you choose for your assignment, and it won't just be a copy paste material. Okay, I have given some of the examples of the topics which you can take for your research assignment, and uh, I would also like to mention that you can also discuss the relationships of countries in this very range of topics. You can talk about the relations of Pakistan and China, for example, and you can talk about the foreign policy of Pakistan towards China, or China's foreign policy towards India or Pakistan, or the United States foreign policy towards South Asia as a region, or so these are some of the examples to to guide you, so that you can pick a topic for your research assignment. And one more thing I would like to mention over here, that you all are required to give me your topics title by the coming Monday. And if some of you might not be able to send me the topic for assignment, later on I'll assign the topic for assignment to those students. And one thing which is pretty much sure, that those topics will not be changed after that. So it is rather advised to all of you to choose a topic of your interest by yourself. And for those who won't submit me the topic of assignment, I will assign some topics for assignments to those students later on. And you can send me the topics of your assignment in our class WhatsApp group. And because I believe most of you are having the WhatsApp internet packages, so it will be quite convenient to all of you to send me your research assignments topic in our WhatsApp group. Because the LMS system sometimes works and sometimes it doesn't work at all. So it is advised to all of you that you can share your topics with me through WhatsApp group. So now we will talk about the last section of our today's discussion, and that is about the requirements for assignment. Here I would like to mention that till today we haven't got any specific requirements for the assignments, and as far as the marks of the assignments are concerned, probably it will be of 20 marks, probably because the 20 mark sessional will be covered only with the assignment because of the nature of online classes, as it is difficult for us to have presentations from the students under the current circumstances. So the first thing is that probably it will be of 20 marks, so you all are required to prepare a comprehensive assignment, comprehensive and research oriented assignment. It shouldn't be a half-hearted attempt because it carries 20 marks. And as far as the um now we will talk about whether it should be a handwritten or a typed assignment. So as I mentioned earlier, that by now we didn't get any final requirements for the assignments, but some of the probable ideas have been shared by the faculty members, and it seems that it should be a handwritten assignment. So uh, you are advised to prepare your assignments in the written form, and whenever I get the final information about the formatting of the assignments, I'll let you know immediately about that. Another thing is about the references, which sort of references should be there in your research assignment. So I would give you liberty for both the footnotes and endnotes. So you can choose footnote style for referencing, and you can also use the endnotes for your references in the assignments. And as I mentioned earlier, that it should be a research oriented assignment. It should portray the analysis, it should be critically evaluated. At least you guys are supposed to put your best effort to make it a research oriented and critically evaluated one, rather than just having a copy paste material stuff. And as far as the word limit of the assignment is concerned, there is no specific word limit for the assignment, but uh, for the handwritten work, it should, I believe, it should be at least for 15 pages at least. So but it depends on the nature of your subject which you choose for your assignment. If it is extensive and require a lot of information to put in, so it can take 20 to 30 pages as well. So it depends on you and the nature of the topic which you choose for your assignment. And as far as the number of references are concerned, I will require all of you to at least put 10 references in your assignment. Uh, there is no maximum limit for references. You can put as many as you want, but at least there should be 10 references, and you can quote the references of books, journals, articles, newspapers. But there should be at least 10 references in your assignment. And talking about the referencing style, I would require all of you to follow the Chicago manual style, as it is the most widely used referencing style nowadays. So, and if you have, and it's not very difficult to get to know about this Chicago manual referencing style. You can just go to Google and type Chicago manual referencing style, and you can write the PDF document as well in that search bar, and you will get so many files containing or mentioning about the specific referencing style, and you can follow the referencing style, how to put the references of books, journals, articles. You can get the information from that document. If you won't be able to find that document, I would help you with that, and I'll share that particular referencing style text to all of you in our WhatsApp group. So this is all about today's discussion, and if you have any queries regarding the about the assignment, I know I couldn't provide you with the final requirements for your assignment, as but until I get the final requirement for assignment, you guys are supposed to follow whatever I have mentioned in our today's discussion, and hopefully I'll try to get the final information about the assignments as early as possible, and I will share that with all of you immediately once I get that. So, but if still you have some queries about our today's discussion, please feel free to write your queries to me in our WhatsApp group, and I would be quite happy to address your questions. So this is all about today's discussion, and in the next lecture, which I would probably share with for this week's second lecture, I would share that with you by tomorrow, inshallah. And again, I would like to remind you that your final term exams might start by the mid of this month, or in the third week of this month probably. So you get ready and start preparing yourself properly for your final term exams. And if you have any queries about the discussion which we had earlier, please feel free to raise your queries to me, and I would try to answer all of your queries. So wish you all the best. Stay safe and healthy. Take good care of your loved ones and your families. See you inshallah next week. Until then, Allah Hafiz.